For 5 years straight, I kept on losing money in the markets. I doubted myself, I chased signals, and I blew many trading accounts in the journey. And the honest truth is that I almost quit trading up until I started changing my approach. In this video, I'll be sharing with you the 7 rules that help me be profitable so that you don't have to waste all those years. For most of you guys, if you don't know me, you just know my channel. I go by the name of Lisiba Mutupi. I've been actively trading the markets for the last 8 years, and in the process, I've been able to just keep track of my journey, showing everyone that is following me in terms of what it is that I go through, whether it's wins, whether it's losses, but most importantly, the lessons and experiences that I go through, so you don't have to waste time and as well waste money. So obviously, if you're an aspiring trader or you're looking into becoming a profitable trader, this is the best channel for you. One thing that I need you to do is to like and subscribe. So let us start off first with the very first rule. I need you to do something. Since this video is free, you don't even have to pay for it. The one thing that you can do is to just take a pen and a pad just so you're able to take down notes, because this is actually going to help you massively. But the first rule is trade less and profit more. So the less you trade, the more you are able to profit. I used to think that being active in the markets every single day, looking for all the trades, whether the market is going up or it's going down, I used to think that doing that is going to result to me making money, up until I noticed that in fact I was losing so much money, because I would buy, the markets would go in profits a bit and then hit me out. And then I would sell thinking that it's a sell, and then the markets would go a bit more up and then it hits me. So the one thing that I started to do is I decreased the amount of frequency of the trades that I take within the markets, and then I started focusing a bit more on only A+ setups. So it's very important of you to be able to just focus on high probability setups, because this way you reduce all the noise, all the distractions, and every other setup that's more likely to take money from you. But then you focus only on those high probability setups that you know are more likely to give you profits. And that is the best way, because also with this, it means that you need to be able to be disciplined and as well patient. So the first rule is basically trading less and profiting more. Now the second rule that helped me be able to be profitable was the fact that I started risking small and winning big. At first, I used to risk 20 or 30% per trade, and that was not amazing, because just with 2 or 3 trades, it means that my whole account is gone. And truly speaking, you can't really gain any profitability doing that. But the best thing that I done was I reduced and I started risking 1 to 2% per trade. At times, I even reduced that 1% to, let's say for instance, if I'm going through a drawdown, what I do is that I reduce that risk and I'm risking 0.50%. This way, it allows me to be able to stay longer in the game. It helps me be able to identify mistakes, and at the same time, it helps me be able to just catch big wins. Because if I'm risking 1% consistently per trade, if I happen to find that 5x or 4x or 7x trade, it allows me to be able to just catch big wins in the market. Now I want us to dive onto the third rule. And if you're already finding value from this video, I need you to just like it. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please kindly just hit that subscribe button. And then on top of that, I need you to turn on that notification bell, so whenever we upload a video, you will be the first to know about it. So diving over to the third rule, you need to follow a proven strategy and not just take random trades. I see a lot of people just entering the markets, and just because of the fact that they want to be in a trade at that moment, they convince themselves that they are seeing a setup, even if the market is not actually giving them the right setup. What do I mean by this? A lot of you guys do know that you get in the markets and you feel like, oh, since I've got my MetaTrader platform on or my TradingView, I'm seeing a buy, because you feel like you want to buy because maybe the whole day you are not looking at it or something, and then you convince yourself that the setup is ready and then you take it. Truly speaking, that's not even like a strategy. It's just you following up with what the mind is trying to show you so that you are able to just be in the markets. But truly speaking, that is the best way you can lose money, because one of the fastest ways to be able to become profitable is to have a strategy that is proven, that is working, and on top of that, you follow it, which means that you're only going to be dedicated to taking those A+ setups. I know the fourth rule might catch some of you guys off guard, but truly speaking, guys, the fourth rule is that the market does not care about your feelings or your emotions. Trading based on feelings such as revenge trading, fear, or greed, it actually kept me losing in the markets, which is why now I focus more on trading with a plan, and on top of that, with the right strategy that is profitable. So what this does is that it allows me to be able to stick on a plan instead of being able to just use my feelings in order to make trades. Because most of you guys, I know that maybe there's something that you need to buy or something that you need to pay, or you feel like you need money urgently, or it's the weekend, you want to make money and all those things. And then what you do is that now you trade in accordance to your feelings. The feeling of, I want to be able to enjoy my weekend, or the feeling of, I want to be able to pay this. And then automatically, that is when you're going to make a lot of mistakes and that is the best way that you are gonna donate money to the market. Now moving over to the fifth rule, I know some of you guys might have heard this, but I know maybe you're not implementing this, because I know even with me at first I used to hear this a lot, but I never really implemented it up until I was really down bad and my things were low. I really needed money and I felt like things were not working out for me. And then somehow it hit me again that maybe it's because of what I'm doing. Maybe I'm just trying to do something different just so I can seem to be like this perfect trader. But if I just follow what's already out there, what's working, maybe it might work for me as well. And I've done that, which now brings us to the fifth rule, which is the trend is your friend. In fact, not just your friend, the trend is your best friend. So what I've done with me is that at first I used to even look at reversal patterns, but those are not highly profitable for me. So I removed reversal patterns completely in my trading plan, and I started focusing more on just continuation pattern, which means that the very first thing is I need to identify what type of a trend am I in. Is it upward, is it downtrend? And then secondly, I need to be able to look for a continuation pattern in that trend. This way it allowed me to be able to not try to catch a trend when it's starting, but to just ride onto the trend that is already running. So when I started going with these continuation patterns and trading with the trend, that is when my win rate improved dramatically and I started seeing more better results from my trading. I understand that I did mention trading plans, I did mention some of the steps that I took and everything. But before we dive on to the next lessons, maybe you are looking for a community whereby you'd be able to just get some free resources, maybe some trade ideas at times when you do happen to share them. You can check the very first link that will be in the description. That is where you'd be able to just get access to our Telegram community. Now let us move over to the next rule. The sixth rule is that I stopped checking charts all day. So what I used to do back in the olden days is that I had nothing else that I was doing. So I was only focusing 100% on trading. But that was not okay, because truly speaking, at times I'd only force myself to see setups. At times I'd only try to enter the markets because I feel like I'm not trading, which means that I'm not hustling. It was playing around with my emotions. So what I've done is that I stopped focusing too much on charts. I started at first improving my knowledge, improving my information, having the right information. And while I'm learning, what I was doing is that I was waiting for the right setups. So let's say, for instance, I'm looking for a trend, I got a trend. I'm waiting for a continuation pattern to play out just so I'm able to execute on it. So while waiting for it, what I do is that I'm learning, I'm absorbing as much information, and at the same time, I set alerts. When price gets there, I'm gonna feel good because it will be more of the discipline and the patience that it took me in order to execute the trade. And at the same time, I know that I will execute it rightly just because of the fact that I was able to wait for it for hours, if not days. So the best thing is you need to wait for the market to come to you instead of you chasing it. Which now brings us to the seventh rule. Patience pays more than skill. I know most of you guys think just by having the skill, you'd be able to make the profit, but it's not like that. One of the famous lines that I like about the markets is that it takes money from the impatient and it gives it to the patient. Ask everyone that is trading impatiently. Most of them are not making money. In fact, their problem is the fact that they're trading impatiently and they'd like to learn how to become patient. And I've seen a lot of traders quit just before they become profitable. I've had also people that were close to me that were trying to trade, but because they were impatient, they quit. And right now, I don't even know what they're doing. But with me, just because of the fact that I was patient, I was waiting, for them it was boring and it felt like, I'm not serious or whatever the case is. I don't know what they thought about me. But till this day, I'm still trading, I'm actively in the markets, but most of them are not trading anymore because of it was just an emotional roller coaster for them. The truth is that consistency and patience were the real game changers for me. And with the 90-90-90 rule, which says that in 90 days, 90% of traders lose 90% of their capital. So that's why I say that most people actually do quit just before they become profitable. But what if you push through or you break through that 90 days? What if you break through, losing that 90% of capital? You are no longer going to, meaning that if you're able to respect your risk, you're no longer going to risk, over 90% of your capital. If you are able to just be persistent, wait, patient, and as well just push through consistency, discipline towards your plans, it means that you're going to push through that 90 days. And at the same time, you are not going to be a part of the 90% of traders that lose money. You only need to do things different, guys. You can't do the same thing that everyone is doing and expect to get different results. You are going to get the same results as everyone else. If you are struggling in trading, do not give up, because these 7 rules that I just shared with you changed everything for me. And you might think that your breakthrough is going to take years or months to show up. For me, as soon as I implemented these, it literally took less than 3 months for me to start seeing massive results. I'm talking 15x, 20x types of results that took me 3 years, 5 years. but I started seeing it instantly. I want you to comment below which rule hit you the hardest. And at the same time, if you know a trader out there that is breaking one of these rules, or maybe there's just a rule that made you think about someone, I want you to share this video with them. Or maybe you just want someone to hold you accountable. Like, let's say for instance, you've got someone that you're trading with or a partner close by and you want them to help you be accountable. What you can do is that you can share this video with them so they can watch it and they can come and tell you, hey, you are breaking this rule, or you're breaking this rule, and you're breaking this rule. That way it'll be easier of you to be able to just stay consistent and at the same time be able to just stay disciplined. I will see you on the next YouTube video. It is your boy Liswa Mutupi, and I thank you so much for watching this video.